had it right. He counseled us against inveterate antipathies, against particular nations and passionate attachments to others. He wanted us to look at the world dispassionately, for us to see it as it is, for what it really is. Americanism, it means telling the truth about the challenges we face. Look, this administration didn't pretend that the Islamic Republic of Iran was a responsible actor in the Middle East. We called out China's bad behavior on trade and on national security. We recognized that North Korea's rogue behavior could not be ignored. Those are at the center. These are at the core of America's founding principles, because Americanism means standing up for our principles, for the American people, and supporting our unalienable rights wherever we go. It's the same principles that we found, too, in our Declaration of Independence. I've watched us wander from these principles, and so I've taken a number of actions with President Trump's support. I've launched a commission on unalienable rights to ensure that human rights policy around the world is grounding in basic American founding principles. Americanism, too, means believing the right of people to choose their own leaders. We've now mobilized 54 other countries to support the Venezuelan people as they seek to restore democracy and prosperity in their country. We, too, support the aspirations of the people of Iran as they struggle under their brutal revolutionary regime. And Americanism means getting leadership right around the world. We work with 79 partners to defeat the caliphate of ISIS in Syria. We've convened more than 60 countries in Warsaw earlier this year to brainstorm to try and reduce risk to America that emanates from the Middle East. We galvanized global support to denuclearize North Korea. Just last week, Australia, Bahrain, and there will be many more to follow, have joined us in ensuring that the waterways which carry transit commercial products all across the world are free from Iranian aggression. You know, Americanism means taking care of our own. We've stopped international courts. We've stopped international courts from prosecuting our service members. We've brought, it was an outrage. We've brought home dozens of Americans held hostage overseas, more than any other administration in modern history, and without paying any ransom. We've used diplomacy to guard our borders from illegal immigration. And speaking of taking care of our own, that includes those who gave all in combat as well. President Trump's Singapore summit with Chairman Kim produced the single largest return of service members remains from North Korea in decades. 55 boxes of great Americans. Their families and their souls are now home together. I know the significance of this to you, and the Trump administration is committed to making sure that every last American soldier buried on Korean soil comes home, and comes home soon. You know, Americanism in foreign policy means more than that, too. It means actions are shaped by pride in our civilization. But I said earlier, it also means an awareness and frank assessment of our strategic goals, things we can do and things we ought not to do. I want to talk about Afghanistan today for just a moment. The truth is, there are young adults entering college this week who weren't even born when the United States started fighting in Afghanistan. It's our longest war now, 18 years plus. Our 18 years of military, diplomatic, and economic engagement there helped transform Afghan society, and we crushed al-Qaeda. And that was our mission. Our mission there was to defeat al-Qaeda, and that we shall do, and that we shall continue to do. We're proud of that record. But the truth is, America has never sought permanent military presence in Afghanistan, and all sides recognize that times move on. So for a year, and continuing today, we continue to work to get clear-eyed engagement with all Afghans. We don't know how these efforts towards peace and reconciliation will end, but President Trump is committed to make sure that we get it right. His clear guidance to me and to my military colleagues is this: we want to get our folks home as fast and in as large numbers as we can, and we want to make sure that never again is terror struck on the United States from that soil. I believe we can and will accomplish both of these, and we will honor your labors and your sacrifices in this fight. My wife Susan and I live not too far from Arlington Cemetery. We will, from time to time, just kind of drop everything and we'll walk over there. We find ourselves drawn to Section 60, where our heroes from Iraq and Afghanistan are laid to rest. Those brave souls gave all for you and for me and for my family and for this country. They were the young ones who knew that Americanism is good. So as I walk amongst those white rows at Arlington, it's always a reminder to me to put Americanism at the center of my mission at the United States Department of State. If I can do that, I will honor their service in the same way that you all honor their service by being here today. As I wrap up, I want to emphasize one more thing. We need to keep telling people this story, this great story about Americanism. It's something the whole world and every American must be proud of. It's special for so many reasons. One of them is the civic associations we form. One of them is the organization I'm here today with. They're vital organs of our institutional body politic. And as I said at the beginning of my speech, you all have spent a century volunteering your time, your effort, your money for people all across this great country. That things like that don't happen on a wide scale in all of the countries that I visit. But you know too, as you see it, as you're out riding as members of the American Legion Riders or working at a charity event, there's still a lot left to do. There are too many households out there who have no veterans in their family. They need to hear about this story too. Tell it. Keep doing this. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep helping each other through hard times. Keep supporting our veterans who come home, helping them with their career, their family, their education, their health needs, and so much more in the ways that you always have, and I know you will. There is, as we say in Kansas, no place like home. Help them make sure they return properly. I would encourage you to continue to supporting all kinds of organizations, whether it's the baseball leagues or motorcycle rides, advocating for the proper care of the American flag, and everything else you do. And finally, and I suggested this early, every society, especially ours, one filled with so much greatness, it needs heroes. Tell young people your stories and the stories of others who served alongside of you. Because the only way that the next generation will be proud of Americanism is if we proudly teach it to them and we pass it along. Thank you for what you do. May God bless the American Legion. May God bless all of our veterans, and may God bless these great United States of America. Thank you all.